Hi everybody, this is Pam with Jesus Junk Journals, and we are going on with our wisdom journal today. And I've got my piece ready here. I haven't cut things out because I want to make sure I get them right. So we're gonna do the fold down piece. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut this off. This is page 6, and I'll get my scoring board out, and I'm going to score on this fold line. Because this is a flap that comes down, and then this is a glue tab. So like that. Okay, and I'm going to ink it. And then this will be the fold down, the pocket, this other piece. So I'm going to go ahead, I could have score this. So okay, so fold your tabs down. And ink it. All right, so this is a pull down pocket. And let me check my, yes, that's what this is. Okay, so this glue here, this comes down like this, and we're going to do another set of those round closures for this. And then this is going to attach with this flap. So fold that back like that, because that's how we're going to attach it. Put glue here, here, and attach it to the bottom of this panel. Make sure you're clearing that fold. And that it folds straight up. And this will glue on these 3 tabs. Ooh, I think I've had too much coffee today. Having trouble getting my glue to go where I want it. Okay, and then this goes at the very bottom. And you just want to make sure your flap will close up there at the top. If for any reason it doesn't, you can always trim this top off before you glue it on, which of course I am not checking, so hopefully it works out for me. And oh, of course it's gonna bind. Okay, well, all right, so what I'm gonna do is just trim off probably 1/4 of an inch. I'm just going to trim it off so I don't even have to worry about it. I am going to re-ink that edge. And now I need to put more glue. And glue it back down so my pocket closes. Okay, and then this opens like this. And you could round these corners, and I think I will. Let's see. And ink those. And we're going to need to do the circles again. So I will fast forward through that so you can see when I'm done, because we just went through that on the last video. Okay, I realized too late that I had not turned the video camera on. So let me show you the next step. The two pockets, they're just rectangles on the piece of paper from the printout, and I cut with a 2-inch hole punch. I just, cut out the little circle there and just layered them on top of each other, and that covered up this bottom part of that tab that was showing. So there's that finished, and then this just lays over the top of it. So there is that piece. And so now we'll go on to the journal. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is the journal. Now, I didn't have my video turned on, my camera turned on, and I was talking away. So I cut out the cover, and I cut out the spine from that page, and the little thing that said My Notes, which you can use if you want or not. And so this is going to have pages from whatever you have on hand. So you can use copier paper that you've tea stained or coffee stained, dyed papers, anything you have, and as many pages as you want. I mean, I wouldn't make it, I wouldn't get too carried away because, I mean, it'll fit, but now let me tell you something else. Remember when we put this in and I put these circles, you want to get them as close to the edges as you can, because this journal needs to fit between them. When you tie, this is to tie this journal in. So just a reminder of that. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go get my pages ready and fold them in half and everything. And then I will come back and we'll continue finishing on this, working on this journal. Okay, so for fans of Monty Python, and now for something completely different. I am going to make some sheets of paper for my journal, and I haven't done the coffee staining thing for a while. So I think I'm going to stop and do a few sheets of that. So what I've done is I've got a spray bottle from Dollar Tree, and I put instant coffee from Aldi's. Like, I think I put 3 scoops. I don't know. I put a lot in the water, so it's real concentrated. Plus, it's been sitting for a long time, so who knows what it is now. And I've got these big stencils. I'm just gonna spray through the stencils, see what happens. I don't necessarily want them to be real dark, because if it's for journaling, in theory, you want to be able to write over it, and that's actually pretty dark. So, and I think I'll just lay this back over on top of it on the back and press it down. And not waste my coffee, I guess. And then just continue on. And I want rough edges. I'm going to use this paper tearing ruler. And let's see, it looks like I need to tear off. Well, I'm going to need to tear both sides off, so I better see how that goes. I haven't used this thing but just a couple of times, so I'm certainly no pro at it. I watched Gail, and she tears them so quickly and wonderful, and I just not working like that for me yet. Let's see, probably that much, something like that. Okay, got those torn. I found out that this side over here is a lot easier to tear than this jagged one, but anyway, just gotta get your nerve up and pull it and it tears. So I've got these ready, and then I'm gonna add a coffee filter, and I think a piece of graph paper or two, and I've got a Big Chief tablet I was gonna add a piece of. Have to trim those down, but my sister sent that to me. She labeled everything. She's so neat, tidy. Okay, so let's see how these hold up. Let's see, where's the cover? Okay, so now I am going to bind this with the cover. So I'm going to fold my cover. Oh, I've got my cover folded. So I'm going to put that in there and find the center and bind it like you do a signature or journal or whatever you normally do. Make sure it's all centered and pushed all the way down. And you can clamp it if you want. I will clamp it. Why not? And I've got my styrofoam out here and my awl, my needle, and I think I'll use this. It's a little less obvious. 2.5 times the height of your journal. Thread your needle. If you haven't done this before, the kits are on Amazon. Just look for a bookbinding kit. They're very inexpensive, and you get needles, and you get wax linen thread and an awl. And also you get some folding, some bone folders with it in a lot of those kits. Okay, so smash it out with your fingernail so it goes through the needle easier. All right, and I'm going to put the tie in the back, coming in from the back, so I'm going to glue that piece of paper over it to hide it. So I'm going to poke a hole in the middle. I'm just going to eyeball it and poke a hole in the middle, stick my needle up in there. Hopefully Hopefully it'll go through eventually. There it is. And leave your tail out here so you can tie it, and then hook one on one end. Pull it through, and then it needs to go back through this middle hole. So hold this piece down. That's the only tricky part about this, is just hold that down so you don't snag it with your needle, because that will cause all kinds of problems if you snag that thread. Pull that through, pull it tight from both sides. Pull that and then pull this, so you got it good and tight. And then fold it again, poke a hole. You want it folded like this. Don't try to do this flat. It won't do right. And put the needle through there, and you're done. Pull it out here. Tie it in a double knot or triple knot or whatever makes you feel secure. And I'm going to trim that off because I am going to glue paper over it. So there is your journal. So now we're ready to go back to the spine and glue it on. So let me get my, I got my pin in there. I got the pin bent, and so now when I put it in there, it is like really hard to get out. So let's see if it'll give me some glue out of it now. Yep. Okay, so I'm going to put some glue. And glue that over the string. And there we go. There's the journal that we're going to tie in. And so, okay, so it's going to tie in with this sari silk that we put in. So let's, and of course you don't have to use sari silk. You can use ribbon or string or, you know, baker's twine, whatever you have that you like. So we're just going to tie this in the middle. And I'll probably trim this off because I don't think it needs to be that big. Or not, maybe I'll just let it hang out. Okay, so there's your journal. And you can always put that on there, which I think I'll go ahead and do. So now you've got that in there.